So it's a warm welcome back to Moth-like TV for this BCA league match between On Cue 2 and O Billiards 2. That's Chris Moore's team and Brian Wroolie's team. First rack we've got here, I've won the lag and I'm playing Chris. It's if you look at the screen you will see that in the centre it says R3S5. That's a race to 3 racks and a race to 5 sets. So there's actually 9 sets to be played altogether. And so whoever wins 5 is the winner of the match, although you do play out all 9 sets. So getting back to the game in hand, I was trying to do a snooker there and didn't get the forward motion on the cue ball. So he's called a bank in the top right. And that is all the way. Good shot from Chris. Looking at the 4 in the same pocket. Putting a bit of the bottom off the long rail. Great pot there. May do a cross corner bank here. A 1 pocket shot, but he's hit it a little bit too thick. He needs to cut it a little bit more. So he's left me a thin cut. Putting a bit of left hand side on this and not a great strike. I did manage to get the cue ball back where I wanted it, but maybe I was steering the cue ball a little bit. Not a clean hit and missed the pot. So Chris made the 5 very nicely. Gone a bit further than he wanted, but he's still calling the bottom left for a cut. And he's caught that perfectly. Really beautiful shot. Cannon the 7. Knocked that into a potable position. Looking as though he should be good here for an out. Nice shape on the 8, just bounce off the rail. Give yourself a nice sight of the cue ball. You don't never want to be on the rail, of course. And nice rolled in 8. He's left the 9 a little thin. Maybe he's going cross corner bank again. I think so. A very good shot. Where's the cue ball going to shape up to? It is nicely behind the 10 in the side pocket. So this for the first rack. And a nice run out from Chris. Yeah, I had my chance, missed a 5 in that rack. So let's see what sort of a break he gets. Well, the 5's dropped in. And he's got perfect shape on the 1, so looking good. That's all you can hope for. If you get the ball down and shape on the 1, you're laughing. But he was trying to just roll through and leave himself the shot I've got there, but he just caught a bit too much for it and followed it in. And I was trying to draw back to past the pocket line, so I could just roll forward and get on the 4, but now I'm going to have to try and go around the angles. And I don't know if I just didn't get enough spin on that, or the table with the new cloth not rolling so fast, but I was nowhere near getting on it. Initially I was going to try and cut a very thin edge off that 4, then I changed my mind and decided I'd check the cue ball and get the 4 through the gap. Collided with the 7 and stuck him up, so I think the good shot there. Knocked the 8 in, he's got shape on the 6 in the side. He will be coming back for a similar shot on the 7, I think. Yeah, very nice pot. Looking good. If he follows forward here, we'll have the 9 in the top right. And that's just about perfect. Little draw shot. 10 in the same pocket. And he started out very well here, Chris. He's running out again on me for a 2-0 lead. Well, I did my chance. That safety shot, as I was saying, changed my mind. And when you change your mind, you should probably always get up and really think about it. You should never play the shot if you were getting down thinking one thing and then you change your mind. It can be fatal. So he's broken here in rack 3 and looks like he's run dry. I'm going to try a super thin cut with the rest, trying to flick it in with a bit of side. I actually overcut it. I've left the 1 hanging for Chris. And he should be able to get around for the 2 in the same pocket. A little bit short. If he's going to try the bank here. Cut's a bit thin, but I think it is cuttable. He's gone for the bank. Bit too thick. He has cut it a little bit more, but no damage done. So this is an attempt to check the cue ball behind the 6 ball. I didn't manage that, but I got lucky with the kiss on the 10 and still hooked him. And that's provided me with an opportunity. I can draw this in onto the side rail between the 7 and the side pocket, get out into the centre of the table for the 3. I did graze the 7, put me a bit further down table than I wanted, but I'm still okay here. I'm going to stun this in for the 4 in the bottom left. And I'm trying to come behind the 5, between the 5 and the long rail, and come back out for the 5 in the side, but I've misjudged it. So I'm going to thin edge twice across to try and hide the cue ball down there behind the 10, 7, 8, depending on how hard I hit it. And I managed to just about leave him an edge. He's called the combo. And he's given up a chance on the 5, so it's a thin cut. Make sure you don't get straight on this 6. You want to have an angle to get back up the table. I decided to draw with right to come round, and I'll be approaching the 7 along the pocket line rather than going across it. It's ever so slightly too hard. I wanted to be on the left of the pocket line so it'd be easier to get on the 8. So I'm going to draw onto the side rail and across. So I've caught the 10, left me a bit further away than I wanted, but this really is a straightforward shot, and I don't know what precisely I did wrong there. I think maybe timing was off. Maybe I wasn't set right, but it was a poor stroke. As you can see, I was nowhere near actually. Maybe got some unintentional side on there. But I certainly wasn't comfortable. And when it's the key shot, when it's the shot for the game, you've really got to bear down. And that's what I didn't do on that occasion. So he's missed and got away with it. I've played a thin edge to try and get the cue ball to the opposite short rail. Left a thin cut, but he actually calls a bank in the top right. Attack, full on attack. Caught it a bit thin, nearly scratched. But the 8's coming round. And again, I'm feeling as though this is the sort of shot you should definitely knock in. All you got to do is push it in and you'll be on the 9. But again, it's not a clean hit. I'm not quite right. And I think there was a bit of movement. I seem to be moving and up and running around the table before it even hit the 8. So he's missed it. He's given me the 8 with ball in hand. So really should, third time of asking, I should make this. Left myself very thin. All I need to do is roll the 9 in and I'll be coming down on the line of position all the way towards the 10 with just a stun shot. I was lucky to get away with that one. I did give up 2 golden opportunities. So I'm breaking in rack 4 straight into the side pocket. So I've not quite hit my groove. As you can tell, it's not quite going according to plan. And one of the challenges that you'll face, on any experienced player will know, is when that starts to happen, to try and keep your mind in the right place. Because if you start with the narrative that it's not your night and the opponent's being lucky and I'm not quite getting the roll, that's probably going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So unfortunately he hooked himself. He gave me ball in hand. And I'm just going to roll forward. I do find whenever I've got ball in hand, just the roll shot is the way to go. Stun onto the short rail with left. Again, the 5. And now I'm just going to stun out. I want the cue ball near the head spot. So I can get the 6 in the side and stun across for the 7 in the opposite top right corner. And it's just about perfect. I wanted a nice angle so I could just draw out into the table. I'm now going to come across it, the other long rail, for the 8 in that right side pocket. Hit it a little too hard, trying to persuade the cue ball to stop rolling, but I'm still okay. I can follow forward off the short rail and come back up for a 9. And a bit fortunate, did kiss the 10, could have gone behind that. So just off straight, I'm going to try and pop this in off the right hand side long rail and back into the centre of the table. Centre ball striking. Happy with that. It's probably the best strike I've put in so far. So I'm feeling a bit more confident now looking at this 10 ball. Yes, so level the match and hopefully I can pull it out on the decider. Let's see. Breaking the balls. Anything down? No, that's actually I did get something. Right, that shot. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I'm trying to just stun the cue ball and hook him. Hit it way too hard. Didn't really have a clear idea I was sending a 1. And not only did it knock a ball in, it followed in itself to leave him that nice opportunity on the 2, so I've only got myself to blame for that. It was my choice of shot and it was the wrong one. So he's done well with the 3, he's got the 4 now. Left out to leave himself a long 5 ball, but if he gets this, he's looking favourite. Just missed it. Well, that's rolling, 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 and it's gone safe. So I'm trying to thin edge on the left with a bit of left-hand spin. Quite a bit too much of it. And as a consequence, the 5's moved way more than I wanted it to, and the white rather, has not made it down to the end rail. So possible shot, and he's made it. Just avoided the scratch, and that has given him perfect shape for the side pocket. He's just slightly overcooked this if he was going for it in the side. So he does have a tough shot in the top left he's going for, and that's a lovely strike. Put himself a bit close to the rail, but he's potting well. He's done a couple of good run-outs, and there's a 3rd for the match this time. Well played, Chris. I had my chances, can't complain. Next up, I was playing Will, and you see that we lost another set as well in the meanwhile. I think Brian lost his first set. So once again, I've won the lag. Let's hope I can do a bit better than I did in the last match. So Wilson, he's a 484 Fargo. I think he did beat me last time we played. I was playing for college. I won back then. So I've left in the 2 over the corner, trying to go for a bank, a bit aggressive. And he's kissed the 10 and left himself this 3 ball. Should make it really. It's not that difficult, but he's made it a bit thick. But he has hooked me on the 3, so I'm just hitting an open here. I must admit, there's probably a slight element of frustration in that shot, in that I didn't play anything controlled. I was just hit and hope, really. Got away with it. And in actual fact, it worked in my favour because Will's overcut the 3 and left it over the hole for me. So just got to drop it in. And it should be quite easy to get on the 5. Just got to avoid snookering yourself behind the 9 or the 10. And then try and avoid the 9 here coming back up for the 6th ball. And through the gap nicely. Nothing flash, just a bit aside. Just off straight, stun it in. Slightly over hit it, so finished up under the rail. So a bit more pressure than you wanted. Just stay dead still. Fortunately, it's pretty straight. So managed to make it. Myself on the scoreboard. What kind of a break have I managed? Nothing decent. So he's got a thin cut on the 1. He's played a safe. I'm going to play a safe as well, just trying to hide behind the 3. So I've hooked him and he's going for the short stick. Nice jump. And he's left potential snooker again. I can just push it forward and hide behind the 9. Trying to get a bit closer than I was to the snookering ball last time. So he's jumping again. And a lovely jump, although it's a bit unfortunate to find the scratch there. So that's very careless. When you consider I had ball in hand, I should have had him glued. And so I paid the price there. I've only got myself to blame for that poor attempt at a snooker. He did a great jump. He deserves props for his great jump shots. He's played some good ones so far. Bit too thick trying to pot the 2. Left me, I'm swerving so I can hit the left edge of this and try and hide the cue ball again. Trying to leave him a difficult jump shot. So he's actually swerving this one. I didn't quite get enough on it. Caught the 5 on the way through, so I've ball in hand again. And once again, left a bit of a distance, enabling a jump. So I think it's just carelessness and not really trying 100% focus on those shots. That because it's not just here. You'll see, unfortunately, I do that sort of thing again in this match. But right now, made the 3, coming across for the 4 in the top right. Just drawing back, trying to stay inside the 9. Just grazed the edge. So I'm trying to draw actually past the 7 for the 7 in the same corner here. Didn't quite get the bottom on it, caught the 7, knocked it up the table. You didn't really want to be doing that. I got quite fortunate in that it passes the 9, so I'm drawing onto the long rail on the right for the 8 in the same pocket. But I've overhit it. I'm thinking I've hooked myself, but actually I can see this. But I didn't need all that spin. I mean, it might have helped me pot the ball, but it made sure that I didn't get on the 9. And this is another example of what I was talking about before. That I've just given the game away. But if I can get the cue ball locked onto the 10, he's got a tough shot. But not only do I miss the hook, I actually set him up. Fair enough, he's played a good 9 to get on the 10, and he's potted a good 10 ball, but I did really give it to him on a plate there. A bit disappointed. So a nice break, he's made one. No real shot on the 1 though. He's played the bank up the table, and he's set me up with an opportunity here to get up and running. So I'm trying the draw shot. I think that was the wrong shot in hindsight, and you can see I've hooked myself full ball behind the 7 and made a very poor attempt at a jump, giving up ball in hand. Nice shot on the 2. Could have done with being off the rail, but I think he just rolls that straight in very nicely. That shape on the 4. Very steady, looking good. Nice shot on the 5. Again, he's under the rail, but dead straight. So if he rolls it, he could maybe drop it in, but he's actually dogged it and left me a chance here. So I'm doing bottom left. Thinking anywhere in the middle of the table, but I've come way too far. I've hooked myself on the 8. I'm disgusted with this shot. So as you can see, I've just whacked it off the rail. Again, hit and hope, and I've got lucky. Really, I didn't deserve to, but Will plays a great shot here and snookers me. I was looking as though to go down the table, and then I thought I'd go for the top short rail, but very poor attempt at a kick. And presented him with 8, 9, 10 to finish off. Overhit this a little bit, but he plays a great shot here on this 9. Comes round 2 rails for perfect shape on the 10, an unmissable 10, so that's a great shot. And he's on 2 racks, as he deserves to be. And I've only got myself to blame once again. So he breaks. And breaking dry this time. I'm looking at a thin edge with spin to get the cue ball down behind that wall of balls, but I've not quite got the 1 ball where I wanted it, and there is actually a gap if he just plays lightly off the rail. And this is a case of not being down, not being comfortable in your stance, and I knew it, and I didn't get up, and so I missed a relatively easy shot. Left him that. It was not easy. He potted a good 1 up the rail, but I should have had the 1 previously. And the moral of the story is, if you're never sure, if you're not quite right, get up and reset. So he's got the 3 down, and I'm not sure if the 4 passes the 10. I can't tell from this angle. It surely did. He played a great shot. He's got a nice angle on the 5 to get down for the 6 as well. Nice shot with a bridge, and that's lining up. So 1 good shot here, and he could be out. And he's just kind of quit slightly on that and left it over the pocket for me. So I'm just trying to draw into the middle of the table. And with a little bit more, but this will do. I can still cut this in. I'm putting lots of left-hand spin. Overhit it, of course. I was trying to get on the 8 in the side, and I could very easily have finished behind that 10 instead of going past it, but I've got lucky. and just up and down, trying to get past the 10, and I'm quite pleased with that one. Put the cue ball in a nice spot, and now I just need to leave myself a straightforward 10. So I managed to get to 2 each, and all to play for, rack 5. What kind of break have I got? A dry one. So he's pushing out. And I'm trying to, I could only see the very extreme left-hand edge of the cue ball, but I wasn't happy with that action. Managed to get the snooker, but relatively straightforward jump for this fella. He's got a very good jumping technique, and I may ask him to give me some tips I could do with him. So once again, I seem to have found a way to hide the cue ball from my next shot. I was, not quite sure exactly where I was going to get to, and yeah, ended up in the wrong spot. So ball in hand for Will, nice 2, straightforward 3, falls over the corner, nice smooth shot. He's left himself the 5, you can see this nicely. So I'll cut this in and get around the table, but slightly hurried delivery, a bit snatchy on that occasion. Although look at the shape, he was nicely up for his next ball. So I've played a bank in the top left, trying to hide the ball, but I've actually left him a rail first. So the 6 is off the rail, and he's left me. It's a little thick, but I'm trying to play this with a bit of left-hand spin, inside English, to get the cue ball up the middle of the table, and I don't know where the inside English went. But I actually almost hooked myself behind the 6. I did call cross corner bank in that top left, but it was a bit too thin. I think that was all I could hit. I've got a good cue ball, and he's just trying to bank this down onto the short round. He's done a very good job. Nice pace, thin edge off the left hand side of the 6 as I was looking at it. Get that cue ball back behind that wall of balls. Pretty much as planned. I'll settle for that. He's kicking. And so I got ball in hand here. And trying to draw straight up. I'm trying to leave myself below the pocket line so I can get behind the 8 in the top right. And I've ended up dead straight. So I'm having to take it past the 9 and cheat the pocket. But I decelled quite badly and hit it thinner than I wanted, and yeah, missed the pot and left him a straightforward shot to play safe. So it's a thin edge, try and hide the cue ball. So touch like an elephant, left him his sight. He's got a bank available. He's got a good cue ball. I'm fancying this, and I mean, I don't really want to find an excuse, but I really should have got up. The lady started walking past just as I was on my final backswing, and I think, I'm the sort of person who, if somebody walks past the table, it's going to put me off. I should really get up as soon as you see them. So you've only got yourself to blame. I mean, it seems to be a mantra, doesn't it? That, but if you are not comfortable, you should get up and start again. So very poor shot on the 9. Trying to get on the 10 in the top right and under hit it, and I think that bank as well, if I'd have played it a bit more positively, a bit harder, the angle I was shooting, I would have made it. But what an amazing shot by Will. Absolutely deserves the match. That is a cracking shot. Well played, my friend. So I'm kicking myself. I've played 2, lost 2, and up against Grant Daversa. He's a 4.66 Fargo. In the meanwhile, our team, thanks to Jesse and Brian, we're on 2 wins. They're on 4, so there are 3 matches left. I have to win this, and we have to win the other 2 to win the match 5-4. So dry break. Jesse's playing Chris Moore on the other table, and his final match will be against Will Sen if he can win both of those and I can win this, we will manage to win the match. Thin cut on the 5, nearly scratched. Where's the cue ball going? Yeah, no good though. Tried to kick that in the side. And left a straightforward combo on the 9 for Grant. He's got the 2 to hang around, so he can cut that in and get across for the 3 in the opposite side, but dogged it a little bit. And where's the cue ball going? That's the way my night was going. And another bobbins attempt at a jump. I think I need to speak with James Garcia or one of the jumping experts in our league to get me back airborne again. My stroke on the jump shots is not quite happening. So a bit too thick there, set me up with a nice chance on the 3, so can I pull myself together? Just drop this in. You've got the 6 in the top left, slightly decelled. I wanted to get out a bit more than that, so I'm trying to draw across to the right hand side long rail, bit of check to come across, and I've worked out if I roll forward to the last diamond before the pocket, I'll have the right shape on the 8, but that is too hard. I followed it in and gave Grant a nice straightforward 8-9 or 8-10 for the game. He's not got his shape though, he's having to play the bank. Got close, rattled in the jaws, maybe a bit softer might have gone. And I'm very relieved to have that shot to take the game. So 1-0 to me. What kind of break can I manage? I think the 3 rail is going in. There it is. I've got a shot on the 1, so I'm happy with this. 3 to follow. Just make the 1. So got the bridge here. Slightly thinner than intended, and so the cue ball's run a bit past where I wanted it to be. I'm trying to do a slow screw shot, or a slow draw shot you might call it, but lost the cue ball a little bit, and that all stemmed from the miss hitting the 3. So too thick on the 5. Grant's playing a cross side bank. Very nice, straight in. Thin, thin, thin on the 6. Nice shot. Kisses the 10. Got a long shot here on the 7. And just rattled it. So I have the option. I'm taking it. Follow forward for the 9 in the opposite side. Just missing the point of the centre pocket. I've gone a bit too far. I wanted to be short of the pocket line, so I could have just come off the side rail. So I'm having to go down the table and back up and not got my shape. So once again, it's a bank in the corner. This time I've not cut it enough. I got quite fortunate. I didn't leave that there. Very easily I left it over the corner. So a bit cagey from Grant. And this is a chance, but I hit it way too thick. Left him a long 10 like the one I potted in the last game. And he's hit it way too thick, but he's had a roll this time. And believe it or not, I'm trying to put that cue ball almost touching the 10 and leave him nothing. But I went touch like an elephant, left him that, and he's played a belter. That was a cracking 10. But once again, I did present him with the opportunity and played a bad shot in so doing. So I'm kicking myself a little bit. He's made a beautiful break there, got a couple of balls in, but there on his next shot, he's played a foul double hit. So I've got ball in hand. And this one is very tight. I'm trying to cheat the pocket a little bit, and it didn't want to go. So there was a couple of misses on each side before that miscue from Grant gave me this opportunity. If I just push this in and come off the long rail and get the cue ball back in the middle of the table, I'll have a makeable shot on the 6. I'm going to play this with bottom and left. And just let the side throw the 6 ball in. Come round off 2 rails. I'll have the 7 in this bottom left. I went a bit further than I wanted, and I'm trying to put top and right on this to try and get around the back of the 8 ball, but nothing cooking. And so it's a combo on the 9, but I'm trying to hit it into the rail first, and then put the 9 in. And as you can see, I didn't hit anything near enough of the rail, so dogged it, set him up. He's made the combo on the 9, dropped in the 8, and now he's got this simple 10 to get to 2 racks. He's on the hill. I have to be careful. I could lose all 3 matches at this rate. And he breaks this time dry. And looks like I'm doing a push out. You know, I'm trying to leave him a very long, tough shot with no shape on the 2, was what I was thinking. And he does a beautiful roll here, all the way in. And he has got shape on the 2. And he spotted a 10 that was much harder than that to win a game, but he just overcut it slightly and presented me with a nice opportunity. I'm just going to try and get past the pocket line, so I've got automatic shape. All I've got to do is roll forward. And once again, do not get straight. Leave yourself a cut so you can get up the table for the 5, which is hanging over the side pocket. Almost missed that. Hit it too thin. A bit of a decel, I think. But I got away with it because the 5 was so readily accessible. Just dropped it in. And now I'm pulling back for the 7 in the side. That's still okay. I could have done with rolling a little further to be straight, but I managed to just avoid the jaw and get that in. Nice shape on the 8. Just draw back, get past the pocket line, and just put this in a bit of right hand side. Once again, a slight deceleration on the slow shot. So something to work on there. It comes with just not getting the cue through properly. So it's all about the timing of the backswing and then letting the cue go through. And it was evident on those slow shots that I was just decelerating the cue a little bit, just cinching it in my hand. So come up with this shot on the 1. I'm actually going to try and play safe and get the cue ball down the table, but the dreaded double kiss, the side out there, was just enough to collide with the 1. And he's messed up his attempted hook, so we're all trying to snooker one another, and I managed to get it this time. So he's going airborne. Very nice jump, but he didn't make a rail, so ball in hand for me. And I'm trying to get round so I can do a thin cut off the 2 and hide it again, but it's abysmal. Got it straight into the side pocket. Yeah, I was a bit off, I think. So he's made the 2. He's gone left-handed on the 3 here, and hence he didn't get his normal stroke through that. He's managed to dog it and leave it over the hole for me. So bottom left, trying to get behind the 4. Come through the gap quite nicely. Left myself a shot. I'm going to kiss into the 5 here, trusting to look a little bit where it's going to finish. Managed to nudge it past the 8, so it does go in the corner, but the 8 tenor kind of locked up. And I'll be honest with you, I was trying to flick into him right there, but I managed to get a nice kiss on the 7. I'm going to try to cannon the 10. Cannon the 10, leave the 8 in the open, and just put this in the bottom left. Just get past the pocket line on that 9, so you've got automatic angle to get back up the table for the 10. So bottom and left, trying to get in there. That long rail just to the left of my arm. Yeah, nicely in the middle of that rail. And so this 10 ball for this set, leveling the match at 4 all. And my first win of the night. Pleased with that one. So it's now all on Jesse, who is playing against Will, and we join him now. It's 1 each. Jesse's played a safety there, but he's totally decelled it and he's sold out. Left Will an opportunity on the 8, which he's made. Got a bit closer to the rail than he wanted, but that is a beautiful draw shot. To make the 9 and draw past the 10, that was a cracking shot. I can't tell you, that was real quality. So he's gone into a 2-1 lead. He's breaking the balls with the advantage, but it's coming up dry. And I don't know if Jesse can make this. Oh, he can indeed. Down the rail. He does love slicing and down the rail. Unfortunately, missed a 2, and there was a couple more misses on the 2 ball on both sides before Will played this safety shot with the bridge. And he got a nice hook on Jesse. He's trying to kick it off the short rail, and he's done so, but that was an unintentional pocket, so it's an option to Will, and he's playing another safety. Got the cue ball around nicely there, so he's jumping on Jesse. Nice hit on the 3, but unfortunately he's left a pot. Not an easy one under the rail, but it's makeable. And Will's cueing very nicely tonight. He's potted that, and quite a lot of the straight shots. I don't think he's missed an awful lot of those. Very nice shot with a bit of run inside to get around the table for the 5 in the side pocket. And just put that onto both jaws, but having a bit of a roll of the ball here. Quite fortunate. Hooked Jesse. He's trying to kick at this. Is it going to finish though? And it's over the side pocket. So he's drawing back a bit to get shape for the 6. Very nice. And another nice stun shot. I don't know if he can make this 7. It won't go in the side. Maybe it'll go in the corner. But he's played safe. He's cut it onto this long rail, get it onto the short rail at the end. So very nice shot there. Jesse did go for the cut. Hit it too thick. But he's got a decent cue ball. But another wonderful pot from Will. And where's this cue ball shaping to? Looks like he's got the 8 in the side. So that is a belting shot on the 7. Push forward 1 rail. And if this 9 passes the 10, he's just put a bad one in there. It's a bit too thick. He had his shape on the 10, so long 9 for Jesse. Beautiful shot. Hold yourself together. Get to hill. So it's all going to end on the final rack of the night. 4 matches, 4 sets each, 2 racks each. And he's scratched on the break. And that's when you want to make one and get shape on the 1, but it wasn't to be. So Will's got this 1 up the rail. Very nice. He's got shape on the 2, bottom left. And he's done a nice shape here for the 3 as well. Very good shot. And missed the 2 there. So a chance for Jesse. But where's the cue ball going? Oh my goodness. I think he's trying to get a bit of bottom on that, and he just managed to do nothing more than playing ball, which put it in that top pocket. And it looks a bit ominous here, I'm afraid. Yeah, Will is running through these. This is a tough shot though. But look at that. Plumb. Perfect. Oh, he's under it this slightly though. But I must say, the way he's been playing, you've got to fancy him for this. Yeah, there you go. Will pots to 10, wins his set, wins the match, and we'll call him man of the match. So well played on Q2, well played Will Sen.